Good morning, Panthers. Welcome back to another school year. This is Mr. Case. I hope you are well rested. I hope you're coming off a great summer. We're certainly excited to have you back on campus. It's just not the same without you. We're also very excited this morning to be unveiling a new and big change to our class period schedule and ultimately to student programming on campus. We felt it was pretty important to walk you through these changes, understand how we got here, and provide you with the tools and resources to make sure you know when and where you need to be from 10:40 to 11:15 each day in what we are now calling flex time. As you recall, in the spring of last year, we engaged you in conversations about student priorities and looking at changes to our class period schedule and calendar that would support students on campus. Many of you completed surveys. Many of you freaked out about us potentially taking collaboration away from you. But ultimately, the result of these discussions, including your important feedback, is the class period schedule you see in front of you. Yes, we've rebranded days a little bit, gone our A and B days, and now we have our dearest golden blue days. You'll notice that while there's some adjustment to the times because of the move from 85 to 80-minute classes, overall the same schedule structure exists. But focusing more importantly on why we made these changes, we now have a longer period, 35 minutes, in the middle of the day for use for homeroom, mentoring, and what we are calling flex time. We're very excited about this potential schedule change and the impact that it will have on student life on campus, and hope you'll share in that excitement as we walk through what this means for you on a day-to-day basis. We also want to say that we heard you. Last year, you provided us great feedback into why you value collaboration. It was very clear that prioritizing open collaborations was an important thing for students, and we ultimately heard you about the proliferation of mandatory collaborations, the need for more one-on-one attention for students, the opportunity for more time to complete work in a rigorous curriculum, as well as just kids being caught between mission-centered programs like student council and leadership, as well as seeking out academic support for teachers. So solutions about how we could facilitate opportunities for you to be able to participate in those things while still having time to meet with teachers, to meet with each other, was something that we deemed a priority. We also heard you about all of the ways that you use collaboration, and while the identification of what you should use collaboration for may be slightly different than what you do use it for, it was clear that you all agreed that collaboration with teachers, that collaboration with students, participation in activities and doing homework were high priorities. And yet, currently right now, we don't get to utilize this time as effectively for the reasons that we deem we should be using it. So how do we accomplish providing you that time? And that is where we wound up with flex time. Though I've heard that some people believe mentoring in homeroom will happen for 35 minutes every day, that is certainly not the case. We've created 160 35-minute blocks in the middle of the school day with great advantages. After you calculate the time that will be spent in homeroom and mentoring, what we are left with of those 160 blocks are 74 35-minute flex periods. These are open periods for you, where some programming will occur for various class levels that used to be in collaboration. Most students will experience 35 minutes of break. In addition to those 74 periods, we have an additional 33 25-minute flex periods. The 25-minute flex period will happen after a 10-minute mentoring or homeroom period. That in total equates to 57 hours of additional time over the course of the year to rest, snack, meet with teachers, hang out with friends, and receive programming. One of the other huge benefits of this is the opening up of collaboration, what you prioritized. While last year in the fall there were 10 mandatory collaborations, this year there will be just 4. While last year in the spring there were 14 mandatory collaborations, this year there will be just 3. So this flex time period, that 35 minutes, allows us to not only just intentionally program for homeroom and mentoring with more substantial time to focus on why we do what we do, to focus on fun and school culture and community building like today's first day of fun after this 10-minute period, but also to prioritize your health and wellness. The last thing I want to show you is how to access and where you can see how to get to places to figure out where you should be each day. In Schoology is one of the places you can get this information. When you go into Schoology and click on that sidebar, you can click on the calendar, and it will take you to a week view that will show you each day what is happening. One of the things that you'll notice is that homeroom and mentoring is not on a regular Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday schedule anymore. Some weeks, homeroom and mentoring won't meet at all. Other weeks, you will meet and have extended prep periods. So you need to be sure that you're tracking each day where you need to be. And the Schoology calendar portion will tell you on a day-by-day basis where you need to be. So if you click on the calendar and just happen to want to know where you needed to be on the 29th, you would be able to see that you have a mentoring period on the 29th followed by club day. If you wanted to see what was happening on the 30th, you would see that you have extended flex time. So most students will have 35 minutes, whereas the freshmen will have homeroom recollections and sophomores will have a college counseling workshop. So Schoology calendar is a good place to be. One final place that you can look for this information is on our school website in the calendar portion. So when you go to the presentation homepage, you can click on viewing the full calendar, and ultimately you will have the ability to narrow down what would be a busy looking calendar to just focusing on those 10:40 to 11:15 periods. So if you just select that particular filter on our filter page and open it up, you will be able to see on a month view what's happening each day. So all of that stuff is located on the calendar as well as in Schoology, and you can even pull this particular feed, the 10:40 to 11:15 calendar, into Google Calendar or your iCal if that's a means by which you plan and schedule. So at the end of the day, we hope you're really excited about these changes. Make sure to look in Schoology each day to determine what you are doing. If you see extended homeroom, you'll be in homeroom for 35 minutes. Extended mentoring, you'll be in mentoring for 35 minutes. Homeroom and mentoring plus flex time is a 10-minute homeroom followed by 25 minutes where you'll be released into a break. And extended flex time is where you will have a 35-minute break in the middle of the day, minus some programming that may be occurring for various class levels. Get excited. It's going to be a great school year. And what better way to start the first flex time than to have our first day of fun. Thanks to Panther Pride for putting that on. Go out there, enjoy yourselves, have fun today during our flex period and at lunch, and have a great year.